Good afternoon, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with the Trumpet for My People. Today is June 24th, 2018. Real quick, I want to share with you some information that will help us understand that June 24th and June 25th is the true date of Pentecost for 2018. This is the day that we are hoping and waiting for within the year of Jubilee, the 50-day connection to the 50th year of Jubilee, the day of Pentecost. Now, I want to share with you from the Torah calendar the date of second Passover, which is April 30th to May 1st, Pesach Sheni, second Passover. So we have two reasons to be looking at an extra 30-day count within this year. Whether we have an extra month added because the March 17th new moon was before the equinox, or whether we are looking at an extra month based on second Passover, we have a reason to be adding 30 days to the calendar. Now, if we are looking at, whether we are looking at the extra month based on the new moon being before the equinox, or whether we are looking at second Passover, these dates are a very important connection for the true counting of the Omer. So if we added an extra month, then we are looking at Passover on April 30th to May 1st. If the calendar was normal, then on April 30th to May 1st, we had what is second Passover. Now, to understand the counting of the Omer, then we have to go to Leviticus 23 to know where does the counting of the Omer begin. If we are looking at Passover, whether it's first Passover or whether it's second Passover, if we're looking at what is a Tuesday to a Wednesday, April 30th to May 1st, when would the counting of the Omer begin? Now let's take a look at Leviticus chapter 23. So in Leviticus 23, 15 and 16, it says, "You shall count from the next day after the Sabbath, from the day that you brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be completed, even to the next day after the 7th Sabbath, ye shall count 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meal offering to Yahweh." So the counting is from the next day after the Sabbath. So as we're looking at this calendar, and we're looking at whether it's regular Passover, April 30th or May 1st, or second Passover, April 30th to May 1st, but seeing that is a Tuesday or a Wednesday, then we need to go to the day after the offering, and it begins on the day after the Sabbath. So the counting always will begin on the Sunday. So the Sunday after Passover was May 5th. So we look at May 5th to May 6th was the day after the Sabbath, May 5th to May 6th. And that brings us 50 days to June 24th. So this is our true count of Pentecost for 2018. And this is part of the reason why many people attribute the phrase, "no man knows the day or the hour," to Pentecost instead of the Feast of Trumpets, because the day of Pentecost is the only feast that does not have a set date, but you have to understand the counting of the Omer to find it. And so no man knows the day or the hour, the day of Pentecost. Now, bringing us to the day of Pentecost, we see in the book of Exodus, when Pentecost was celebrated and Moses brought forth the law, the 10 Commandments, it says in Exodus 19:16, it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people who were in the camp trembled. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moses spoke, and God answered him by a voice. The Lord came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mount, and the Lord called Moses up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up. So we see that the timing of Pentecost was in the morning. And this is when the trumpet of God was blown. The voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder. It was in the morning of the day of Pentecost. And in Acts chapter 2, we see this again. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And it goes on to say, Peter, standing up with the 11, lifted up his voice and said unto them, Ye men of Judea, and all ye who dwell in Jerusalem, be this known unto you, hearken to my words, for these are not drunken as you suppose, seeing it is but the third hour of the day. Third hour of the day in Bible times was 9 o'clock in the morning. The day would begin at 6 as far as the time goes, and the hours of the day. Third hour of the day is known as 9 o'clock in the morning. So we have a correlation between the time of Moses and the day of Pentecost, that it was in the morning. And so we are watching from May 5th and May 6th, 50 days, June 24th, June 25th. We are right here now. This is the day of Pentecost. When the day of Pentecost had fully come, which is the morning of Pentecost, not the night of Pentecost, the morning of Pentecost. And that would make it morning time in Jerusalem tomorrow. And that would coincide with tonight around midnight in the United States. Tomorrow morning in Israel, the 25th of June, True Pentecost. And that would coincide with tonight being the 24th at midnight in the United States. And so we connect this back to the counting of the Omer. The counting of the Omer must always begin on the day after the Sabbath. It counts from the Sunday. So if we are looking at Passover, either Passover or second Passover, April 30th to May 1st, then the counting of the Omer begins on May 5th to May 6th, bringing us 50 days to June 24th and June 25th. So I just wanted to bring this information. I just wanted to bring this information to you to keep everybody encouraged and understanding of the importance of this window that we are in right now. Okay, and so there are not any additions. There are not any additions to what I shared yesterday. We remain in this window of watching today and tomorrow, tonight. So I pray everyone is blessed today. This is Steve Fletcher with the Trumpet for My People. God bless.